Lots to get into, sports fans, so we're going to jump right into it. It wasn't just a refurbished Wrigley Field that had Cubs fans feeling brand new. So too did the newfound sense of hope in the air after a deep playoff run, as a team that was a laughingstock just 2 years ago now has their fan base believing this year is World Series or bust. After a 5-year wait, the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight is finally in the record books. Dubbed the fight of the century, fans tuned in to the pay-per-view after paying a record-high $100 to order the fight. When you fire your head coach after a 50-win season and a trip to the second round of the playoffs, and then you replace that coach with a coach from Iowa who has just 5 seasons under his belt, what could possibly go wrong? The answer? Everything. There is a feeling that takes over sports fans, especially college basketball fans, this time of the year that can only be described as one thing: madness. Missouri is known as the show me state, and after choking away a 3-1 series lead, the St. Louis Blues fan base called on the home team to do just that: show them something. While athletes are often looked upon as superhuman, the truth is these sports take a toll on our athletic heroes, and there comes a time when father time comes knocking. Well, obviously the loss of key players is not hurting Blackhawks fans' confidence in this team, and it seems that even after a tumultuous offseason, these fans are still more than willing to stand behind Patrick Kane. Yes, we do, Jeremy. Today we're going to break down the Bears' picks and discuss whether or not the Bears should draft Ezekiel Elliott. Should he be left on the board, draft a defensive lineman, or potentially trade up? The NFL draft is set to begin here Thursday, and it will completely take over the downtown South Loop area. Now, if you look behind me, you can see the construction of Draft Town, as well as the ESPN Monday Night Football truck gearing up to cover the draft. Now, Draft Town is a free event that offers fans a variety of interactive activities. There's going to be live music, food, games, free player autographs, photo ops, as well as several different areas where fans can view the draft live from Grant Park as it happens. Diaz reporting from the NFL draft, where the Los Angeles Rams have made it official that Jared Goff will be the #1 overall pick, leaving many to presume that the Eagles take Carson Wentz at #2. And speaking of history, the Art Ross Trophy has been given to the NHL's top scorer since it was introduced in the 1947-48 season. But it wasn't until this season that an American player won that trophy. The NFL draft took over Chicago this weekend for the first time since 1963. There were no major surprises as Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota went #1 and 2 overall as expected. The Bears took West Virginia wide receiver Kevin White with their #7 pick in hopes that he could replace Brandon Marshall, a move that has been applauded by fans and analysts. Kobe Bryant announced that he plans to play the final 9 games of his career amid rumors he would sit out in light of the Lakers' lost season. The WNBA is celebrating their 20th anniversary this season and is doing so by giving 10 of its 12 teams new uniforms. The Indiana Pacers defeated the Brooklyn Nets on Sunday to officially eliminate those Chicago Bulls from playoff contention. The Chicago White Sox defeated the winless Twins 4-1 for their first 5-2 start since 2012. And the Stanley Cup playoffs begin this Wednesday when the Red Wings take on the Lightning at 6 p.m. And it may soon be time to reset those watches to Tebow time, as the quarterback sensation Tim Tebow worked out for the Philadelphia Eagles. All right, well, the Chicago Bears come into this weekend with holes all over the place on defense. So let's take a look at all 9 of the Bears' picks. Obviously, the dream scenario for the Bears is to get Ezekiel Elliott, 1,800 yards, 23 touchdowns last year, and he's an Alton, Illinois native, so I'm sure he wants to play for his hometown team. But with those kind of numbers, I just don't see, even with the loss of Matt Forte, I don't see the Bears taking him, and I don't see him falling to the Bears at #11. You're looking at the Rams roster right now. They need a guy that's going to sell tickets. And I don't think there's anyone on that roster. So you draft, a hometown quarterback who went to school locally to come play in LA. I think that puts people in the stands, doesn't it? Giannis Antetokounmpo breaks out the Euro step and embarrasses the D. The Greek Freak finished with a double-double on the night. Taves with the drop-off finds Ladd for the game winner. Oh, captain, my captain. Hawks edge out the Canucks 3-2 as they clinch a playoff berth for the 8th straight year. Mayweather was his usual defensive-minded self, using counter-punching and clinching to stop Pac-Man from doing any real damage and improved to 48-0 in his career, defeating Pacquiao by unanimous decision. 8th, Addison Russell crushes the first pitch fastball to center field. That ball gone. A 3-run homer. Fans lose their minds as the Cubs take their first lead of the game. 1996. The Chicago Bulls set an NBA record when they picked up their 72nd win of the season against the now-defunct Washington Bullets. Fast forward 20 years later, and a record that seemed unbreakable is now in jeopardy. Golden State Warriors point guard Stephen Curry has been named the MVP for the first time in his career. Curry received 100 out of a possible 130 first-place votes and beat out Houston Rockets shooting guard James Harden for the league's highest individual honor.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's not the way this works, Josh.
It's not okay.
That's not how brackets work, man.
And Josh and Natalie, I hope you have those brackets ready because the madness is upon us. Well, guys, that's all we got here in sports, but any plans to visit Draft Town this weekend?
Madness is not the word to describe the Bulls. They are a hot mess.
They are really